Your brain is actually manifesting your current life. What if I told you that manifestation is not something you start doing tomorrow? Your brain is already manifesting your reality, the current reality that you're seeing right now. The opportunities you notice, the people you connect with, the risk you avoid, the habits you repeat, and even the sentences you keep saying, like, this always happens to me. All of these are shaping your reality every single day. And before you think this is going to be one of those just think positive and the universe will do everything videos, let me be clear. I don't believe in manifestation without action. I believe manifestation becomes powerful when belief, attention, emotion, and action start moving in the same direction. And that is where manifestation becomes self mastery. If you have ever done affirmations, visualized your dream life, written goals in a journal, and still felt like nothing was changing, I want you to know that your frustration is completely valid. Because the hardest part is not wanting a better life. The hardest part is wanting it deeply and still seeing the same patterns repeat. The same self doubt, the same procrastination, the same fear, the same feeling that you are meant for more but somehow stuck where you are. If that's you, stay with me because understanding why this happens changes everything. I have experienced this too. Not in a dramatic victim story way, but in a very human way, where I had big visions for my future and yet my daily thoughts and action didn't always match that vision. I would feel inspired for a few days and then fall back into old habits. And I used to think the problem was lack of motivation. But while writing my book, Unleashing Magic Within You, I realized something much deeper. The mind does not create your future through wishes, it creates it through repeated patterns. That realization changed the way I understand manifestation. Let me make this very simple. Inside your brain is a system called the Reticular Activating System or RAS. Think of it as a filter. Right now, there are thousands of sounds, objects, and details around you, but your brain only allows a few of them into your awareness. For an example, imagine you decide you want to buy a white car. Suddenly, you start seeing white cars everywhere. Did the car magically appear? No, they were always there. Your brain simply marked white cars as important. This is exactly how goals work. If you constantly tell yourself, I'm not good enough, I never get opportunities, people like me can't do big things, your brain starts filtering reality through these beliefs. You will notice rejection more than opportunity. You will remember failures more than the progress. You will hesitate before taking an action, and then it looks like life is confirming your belief. But in many cases, your belief was directing your attention first. This is why I say your brain is already manifesting your current reality, your current life, not through magic, but through attention and interpretation. There is a beautiful Vedic idea that says, as your inner state, so is your experience of the world. Yad bhav tad bhavati, so within, so without. And this does not mean that the outer world is imaginary. It means two people can face similar situation and experience them completely differently because their inner conditioning is different. For example, one person sees a setback and thinks, my life is over. Another sees the same setback and thinks, this is painful, but it may be preparing me for a better direction. The event is the same. The interpretation is different. The way the life is perceived is different. And interpretation, your perception influences emotions, decisions, and future actions. Modern psychology and ancient wisdom are pointing to the same truth. Change the inner pattern, and your experience of reality begins to change. So, how do we actually use this? Here is the 4 step alignment practice I personally use. Step 1, observe your dominant thoughts. For one day, notice the sentences you repeat most often. For instance, if those are, I am behind, I'll probably fail, and nothing works for me, you know what? Write them down. Without judging yourself, just write them down. Step 2, replace them with grounded truth. Don't jump to unrealistic statements. Instead of, I am a millionaire, say, I am learning to become the kind of person who creates value and attracts opportunities. That feels believable and the brain accepts it more easily. Step 3. Visualize the identity. Close your eyes for 1 minute and ask, how does my future self speak? How does she walk into a room? What does she do when she feels resistance? You are not visualizing a fantasy, you are rehearsing a new identity. Step 4. Take one aligned action immediately. This is the most important step, and this is also the step which most people skip. If your future self is healthy, drink water and go for a walk. If she is disciplined, work for 10 focus minutes. If she is a creator, publish the video instead of endlessly perfecting it. Manifestation becomes real when the body starts participating in the vision. There were phases in my life when I had vision for my life but no visible evidence that it was working. And honestly, that is where most people quit. They think, if I can't see the results yet, maybe I'm delusional. But sometimes the identity is changing before the evidence appears. Think about a seed. For a long time, nothing is visible above the ground. That doesn't mean nothing is happening. Roots are forming first. In the same way, your thoughts, emotional patterns, confidence, and habits may be changing before externally results become visible. I want you to leave with one line from Unleashing Magic Within You. Reality begins to shift when your inner world stops arguing with the future. Let me explain that in simple words. If you say you want abundance but constantly think, I don't deserve it, your inner world is arguing with your future. If you say you want peace but keep feeding your mind chaos, your inner world is arguing with your future. Self mastery is the process of creating congruence when your beliefs, emotion, attention, and actions support the same direction. And when that happens, opportunities that were always around you become visible, actionable, and reachable. That is not fantasy, that is not blind positivity, that is the combination of awareness, neuroscience, intention, and disciplined action. So, if this video gave you a new way to think about manifestation, I'd love for you to stay. On this channel, we explore manifestation, neuroscience, Vedic wisdom, and self mastery in a way that is practical, emotionally honest, and deeply grounded. No shortcuts, no pretending to be high vibration all of the time, just the work of becoming the person who can hold the life she dreams about. And if you want to go deeper, I'll leave Unleashing Magic Within You link in description. Remember, you do not become your future by wishing for it, you become it by repeatedly aligning your inner world and your daily actions with the life you want to create. This is her era in making, and I'll see you in the next one.